Live. Woo! All right, y'all. Y'all get ready. Get your popcorn going and everything. This is another episode of Behind the Inspo. And I'm going to give y'all some time to pile in, and I am going to share this places for y'all. You pin this to the top of the page. For those of y'all that are new, go to facebook.com/𝐷𝙃𝙗𝙗 and it is the first video you will see on the top of the screen. We have a very, very, very special guest today. And you will see who this wonderful, wonderful person is in just a moment. All right. And those of you that are joining in, make sure you click that share button, as I am doing right now. All right. All right, without further ado, I'm about to bring on our guest. Are y'all ready? And here she is. All right. Woo!
Hi.
All right, everyone. Welcome to Behind the Inspo. We are back with another motivational and inspirational live interview. I am Jasmine Jones, founder of Print Life Incorporated, and this is where I get to interview women and girls that I admire that are making positive changes in their community, and they're just doing amazing things, right? And this live is just hits very close to home because I too was a teen author, and so I am so excited. So without further ado, as you can see, she got the crown on, okay? This is Queen 𝙂𝙗𝙚. Yes, she is an author and a CEO of The Rules of a Big Boss, LLC, and author of the Book of Self-Love, which I have these books with me here today. Ooh, look at that, y'all. Look at this cover. This is so nice. But enough of me rambling.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So without further ado, Miss 𝙂𝙗𝙚, please tell us about yourself and your business.
Okay, so my name is 𝙂𝙗𝙚. I am, as you said, the author of The Rules of a Big Boss and CEO of The Rules of a Big Boss, LLC. I am 13 years old. I will be 14 in October 18th. I am pretty much in the 8th grade, but you could say that I was in the 7th grade and just turned 8th grade, but I just say that I'm in the 8th now since it's like summer break. But I have a dog named Oreo, and in North Carolina, I'm dedicated to empower people and just, give people the tools to be able to empower themselves and not have to rely on other people's opinions and compliments to lift them up all the time. And that is what the business is for, is a visual representation instead of words, which is from the book.
Yes. Oh, that was powerful. Did y'all hear what she said? She said instead of relying on compliments and encouragement from others, because I think we do that a lot, especially in the social media age. Yeah. We're here for the likes, the double taps, and the shares and things like that. So that was really, really powerful what you just said, and I love that you are the representation of that, because that is what we need in the community. So y'all, I'm so excited. Y'all get y'all notebooks out. This is gonna be good. And so what is the inspiration behind the name of your business and your book?
So it's the rules of the different chapters, how they're all a different rule, and then explaining them. That was actually inspired by Amber Rose's book. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's called How to Be a Bad B Word. And I had heard the audio book version of it. And she had the like different rules in this one chapter. I don't remember what chapter it was in, but she had all these different rules and then she explained them briefly throughout that one chapter. And I was like, I would like to do like this in this style, but instead of just putting the rules out that I make personally in one chapter, why not make each chapter a different rule and then go into it? So that's where the rules of came from. And then the term big boss, that came from this Instagram live that I was on, which is called, her name is 𝙃𝙖𝙚𝗚. I used to follow her a while back. And she is like, she has like these girl talks on her live, and she'll like have us ask her questions and then she'll answer and try to help us the best that she can. And one thing that she said when she was like giving this speech on her live, she had called herself a big boss. So I was like, that would be a good name for a book. So I had asked her if she had minded, like if I used it, and then she was like, no, go ahead. So I was like, okay. So that is where the term big boss came from. Then put it together, it was the rules of a big boss.
Yes. Oh my, I love that, how you broke that down. I can already see like you have a very analytical mind. Y'all, the analytical people make the best writers. So you already know you gotta get this book and get your knowledge on. But I love that breakdown. And like the comment said, love the idea of breaking the rules down into individual chapters. That was ingenious. It truly is, because it really gives people like an overview. It gives an overview with like the chapter title, and then you're going in and explaining. And just to go off track a little bit, but what is your favorite rule? Just curious.
That's actually a good question. I've never thought about that.
I had to throw that in there
because there's a lot to choose from. So let me see. Okay. I think mine would be the not changing for other people. That's like the thing. And this is a lesson that I had learned actually recently, which is like why this is favorite, because like you can have so many different perspectives on it and you'll just think that one single one is like, oh yeah, it's only this. No. So what I mean by that is many people think that you're just like always thinking about like, oh, well, what if they don't like this? What if they don't like this? What if they don't like this? But the thing is, like, even if you are like living yourself and to do things for yourself and you thinking, okay, so how I want a person to see me. So if you want to have a certain image of yourself, that is also a big part of like validation for other people. And I thought about that before until recently. I just thought it was just you caring about everybody's opinion and just doing things to please them. And that's not true. It's wanting to be perceived a certain way by everyone. So you're always constantly working on your image to specifically look that way to people who don't even matter. So that is one of the biggest lessons that I had to learn recently, because I didn't know that. I had actually just came to this realization like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, that's why that's my favorite one, because there are so many different meanings to it, and it just isn't just one which people usually think it is.
Yeah, okay. You're dropping some knowledge. That is huge. I mean, and you said you just came to that realization 2 weeks ago. I feel like I just came to that realization when you said it. Like right there when you said it, because I'm glad we get to discuss this, because imagery, I don't know, like it is very deep, because when I think about it, I mean, we all do that, and I'm guilty of doing that, as well. We have a comment. I used to struggle with being myself because I want to please everyone. It's an impossible thing to do. So I get it. Just be who you want to be. Absolutely. That is a very, very powerful rule. And I see why it's your favorite. Definitely something we all definitely need to take heed to, including myself. Because I'm like steadily learning that every day. Like, it's okay to be you. And that's the image, yourself. That is, that's amazing. And let me see. And so following that, how does it feel to be creating a legacy for yourself and for other girls to follow as well?
That's definitely something that I want. Like, oops, I had to put my phone on silent. I didn't realize it wasn't on silent. But like, it feels like good to know that I'm creating like generational wealth, not only for myself, but for like my future kids, because I want like a big family. And I also want to foster people. So I want to have foster, adoptive, and biological, all of that stuff. So I want to have a huge family. So it would be nice to have this, like this. It's nice to have this type of legacy now, because if I started out now and I continue to build onto it as I get older, like I'll start, my net worth will be higher, the salary will be higher, and I'll get a better opportunities of different like colleges, law school, especially like Ivy League schools. That's one of my biggest things. I really want to get into an Ivy League school, even if I don't go to Ivy League school, but I want to be able to have the opportunity to. So,
Yes.
and inspiring other people, that's definitely something that I look forward to. And that's definitely something that I think about every day, because it's like, okay, even if I personally can't change the world, like Tupac has said, yes, I'm using a Tupac quote, like, even if I can't change the world, then then best believe the mind that will change. So I had actually the other day, oh, hi, Aunt Tracy. I had saw that quote the other day, and I was just like, yeah, that's true. That's true. So
It
it
is so
feels good
true.
to know that I will be creating that type of legacy.
Absolutely. I love that. Y'all, that was so powerful what she said. Not only building generational wealth, but what you said about inspiring other people. And also, I just want to say it's so beautiful that you want to like foster as well. Y'all, that takes a really, really big
Yeah.
heart, which is obvious in like the work you're doing with the community and spreading this this knowledge out there. But that's very beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful of you.
Fostering fostering and adopting is like a big part of my heart, because these are kids that are actually here. The kids that you have on your own, that will take time to grow, but I want to be able to have opportunity to help people who are already here before I have some of my own and just bring more people into the world. I'd rather take care of the people that are already here first and then add one type of people, and then just have a big family filled with different races, different types of people, and things like that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love that. I'm learning so much about you. Oh, like y'all listen to what she said. Taking care of the people that's already here first, because I just feel like that's not something we practice a lot, you know. And
Yeah.
that's very beautiful. What a beautiful heart, a noble heart, as well.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. And so what inspired you to become a teenpreneur? Oh wait, before I get into that, hold on. Your college goals, y'all. I'm a huge advocate for college and education. So proud of you. Yeah, and if you want that Ivy League school, that's where you're gonna be. Okay, ain't no maybes about it. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
That is huge. So y'all clap, studio audience, because that is huge. I'm a big advocate for education. And I also admire that you're starting off as an entrepreneur so young, and then also still wanting to build your education. Like just showing people that you can do both. I mean, that is amazing. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And so moving on to the question I was going to ask. So what inspired you to become a teenpreneur, and like what was the start of this journey like?
So it had started in what grade was I in? The fourth grade. This was with my fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Folk. like I always thought that she was just super harsh on us for no reason, but like a few years later, which is now, I actually realized she wasn't. She was just trying to like get us into the mindset. So we may not understand it then, but definitely along the line, I definitely did start to understand it. So one of the biggest things she told me that definitely stuck with me, everything that she said stuck in my mind forever. But this one thing is something that I con about, and that is her daughter's friend, and her daughter is a year younger than I am. So they're like maybe 11, 12.
Okay,
Maybe they're
gotcha.
probably starting to turn 13 now. Um, but they Okay, so she has said that her daughter's friend had wrote a book and she was traveling the world. Like literally, I'm dead serious. She was traveling the world and signing books and renting out places. People were like packed up in the space that she was in, and she was pretty
Okay.
popular. She was on the news and everyone was just like my jaw. But like here we are acting up in the classroom, and here she is books and traveling the
Changing the
world, and
world.
just here I am getting right. And here I am just sitting here like getting mad because this one guy keeps asking me for a pencil when I told him I don't have any. Like I was like mad over the littlest things, and here she was. So I was like, I wasn't jealous or anything, but I was just like she's younger than me. How like I just feel so unaccomplished. That's how I felt then. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to write a book and I'm going to be where she's at too, because that's what I want. And I pretty much want other people to look at me and be like, well, I want to do that too. So yeah,
Okay, so that was a
that's
start,
my
y'all.
inspiration.
No, but there's a lesson in that, because you said, that's what I wanted to do, so I did it. That's so important,
Yeah.
especially us as girls, as Black women and girls. Sometimes people put limitations on us, and the fact that you wanted to do something, and then you were inspired, wasn't envy, you were inspired by the other young lady. You said,
Yeah.
I want to do it too, and then you set out and you did
Yeah.
it. And y'all, this is the outcome. Y'all, this book is
Yeah.
beautiful. I'm looking at it in
And
person.
like,
So
yeah, and this thing that I actually saw on TikTok like maybe 2 hours ago, and it like so many people like to say, "Oh, because you're this, because you're that, you can't do it," or "If I can't do it, neither can you." Like some people are bitter and they're like, "Well, I didn't do it, and this is what happened, so you're not gonna be able to do it either." And what she has said in that TikTok was, just because you couldn't do it doesn't mean I can't. And then she went on and did all these big things, and she has a following count and everything. So I was just like, exactly. And that's just one thing that I wanted to say.
yes. Oh my God. Audience, y'all take notes. Y'all take notes. Because there's some of y'all out there that are sitting on your goals and your dreams, because you're scared, or you let people put limits on you. And we are here to tell you, do not do that. Okay. Miss Haley Moon, CEO, says just do it. Right. I love that fearlessness. I really do. Like, I admire that so much, because I'm steadily growing in my confidence journey as well. And I get so inspired by girls like you that are, they just killing it, but they out here and they doing it. I love it. And so
And that's honestly surprising when you said that you're still, when you had said that you were still going on your like confidence journey. That's like
oh,
honestly surprises me, because you already look like you're so confident. Like, so it's kind of hard to tell. So I was just like, she seems like really happy and confident. So I wouldn't even think that you weren't, because it just seems like you are.
oh my God. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're
Especially
welcome.
when we're talking about TikTok, because I was going to do a TikTok on that like later today or tomorrow. But I mean, you know, like, and you probably have a rule about this in your book, but it's kind of just like an everyday thing. Cause you know, sometimes I have like really good days and sometimes I have bad days, but it's just important that I just always remember who I am. And like you said, you were saying earlier, you know, be you and, you know, don't change who you are. That is really what kind of keeps me on this like self-esteem journey and like, you know, really embracing who I am.
Yeah.
Everyone struggles with
And
confidence.
sometimes you have to just go out, and sometimes you have to just do things, because it's like usually when you're like in your own mind, you're scared of something. So it's like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna stay over here. Y'all got it. Like that is definitely one thing that I try to break out of. It's like anything that I'm scared of, I try to block it out of my mind and I just do it. Even if I'm scared and like I'm sweating and my heart is pounding, I'm like, okay, just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. Deal with the consequences later. So first I think, okay, would I be comfortable with making this decision? Would I be okay with this later? Yes. Okay. So just do it. And most of the time it doesn't work out, but sometimes it does. And even if it doesn't work out all the time, I'm still glad that I did it because I overcame my fear. And now next time I can do it without any fear. And I'm just like, oh, well, if it's good or if it's bad, at least at least I'll know that I tried, and at least I'll know what actually happened instead of what could have happened.
Oh, yeah. Y'all, I'm getting some gems today. I love what you said. You said that, you know, you ask yourself, you know, will you be okay with this later? Because that's huge. Like, that's a huge, like, and, you know, and I can already tell because I can see that you're analytical, like, of course, because I used to ask myself the same things, but then also, like, after that part, you're just getting over when I was 13, oh my God, I was just a nervous wreck all the time. Like, and I was already shy, and it's like, I don't know. And I just love that you are just living in your truth, and I don't know, like, and you're just so relaxed as well, you know?
Yeah.
You got like a comfortable vibe to you. I love it. That's really what we need to see. And not just girls your age, but just, you know, women all over. Just that natural confidence. Cause you know, sometimes we see a lot of like overexerted confidence on social media.
Yeah.
Not that, you know, they not confident. I don't know them, whatever. Yeah. But yes. But you know what I mean. Authenticity, as someone said in the comment. That was the perfect word. But no, I absolutely love that. Y'all write down these gems. I got them in my head. I got them here, so I'll probably note them down later. So what is your favorite part of being? Well, there's two parts to it because you're a CEO and you're an author. So what's your favorite part of both, would you say?
My favorite part about being a CEO is like pretty much like the title. Like I'm like a huge fan of titles. I don't like simple things. I like to just see how things and then just go with that rather than putting a name on it. Just like, okay, this is what we have here, just slap a name on it. But that type of like, I guess you can say like power and authority, having that type of authority is definitely something that I can always talk about. Like girls at my school, this one girl, like I'm not mad at her or anything, but she's definitely always like, she always has something to say and she's always getting mad about the littlest things and always fighting for no reason. But she had tried to get into a fight with me like sometime last year and I was just like, girl, anyway. But she was, yeah, but so she had said that I was like a bum and this, that, and all because I had called her out on something wrong that she did. And I was like, yeah, but I'm the one who has a business. I'm the one who's the CEO. So it's pretty much just having like the title and having like that type of authority. And that's something that you can like carry with you. So nobody can tell you that you aren't successful and that you are going to be successful because it's right there. Like it's right in front of your face and you can't tell me otherwise because it's right there.
The proof is here.
Yeah. And then my favorite part excuse me, my favorite part about being an author is like you can spill your thoughts out and nobody will know that it's your own personal thoughts unless you mention it. So if you're just saying things, people will think, oh yeah, I relate to that. And they won't even think that it could be your own personal thoughts. Like take poetry, for example. Some people would just think, oh, it's just something that they wrote just to for people to relate to each other. Um, some sometimes people really are spilling out their thoughts and we don't even know it. So my favorite thing about being author is being able to just say whatever it is and nobody can say if it's my thoughts or not, and being able to just say pretty much whatever I want to. And then I can't really be shamed for my own personal thoughts that I'm like just spilling out because you wouldn't know if it was mine or not.
Gotcha. Okay, I like that. I can relate to that because I like writing too, and it's like your own personal freedom, you know.
Yeah.
Like I guess that's why people journal too. But
Yeah.
I totally get it. And y'all, and your story that you said with the CEO and about the authority, y'all, that is the talk of a big boss. Okay. It all comes together. But no, you're completely right, because a lot of times people will shy away from that part of it. Because a lot of times having titles, does carry like an air or an authority factor, and it does have like an effect on us as well as other people, like you just described. So thank you for pointing that out there, because some people, they don't mention that. I love the authenticity. As this comment has said. And so, well, real quick, so with writing, like, have you always liked writing, or is it something that you just kind of fell into?
Oh no, I used to hate writing. Like my dad
Really?
used to make me practice cursive, and that was like the starting point for my hatred for reading. Like as soon as he used to give me those practice books, he would take me to Five Below and make it seem like he was going to get me candy or something like that. No, he picked a math book and a cursive and a writing book. That was the starting point for my hatred for writing. So whenever I'd be told, "Oh, I'm gonna need this in hand. I'm gonna need you to practice your cursive," I'm just like that. I literally hated it with a burning passion because I had to practice for like 30 minutes every day. So I hated it. Whenever people would tell me, okay, write this for me, I'm just like whenever my teachers would make me write something, whether it was on a keyboard or anything like that, I would hate it so much because I'm being forced to do it. And I didn't like writing. I just wanted to go out and play. And no, it wasn't good parenting. It was annoying. But I was just reading a comment. But yeah, yeah, I hated writing and stuff. That was like a burning passion of mine. I just wanted to go play with my friends and pretend to get married outside on the ground and stuff like that. So that is what I prefer to do, but I couldn't do that. And I couldn't do that until I did some type of writing. So it used to piss me off. But now, like once I was like in my own mind, and now like as you get older, you start to have different thoughts and you just want to have to spell them out. Now writing is like more of like an outlet, and especially reading like fantasy and reading and writing and stuff, it's like a home away from home, because one thing people can't control is your mind. So you can be anywhere at any time and nobody can tell you not to be. And that's the same thing with writing. Nobody can tell you that writing can't be your outlet, can't control your writing and how you write and how you choose to express yourself and things like that.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so interesting. Because I expected you to say that you that you like writing, but that I love like stories like that, because it all kind of comes back together, and like the writing paid off in like your form of self-expression. Oh, we have a comment here. At least you will know how to sign your name, because students in college don't even have a signature. Good job, Dad. Cursive is kind of going out of style a little bit, but it is a very classy art. So kudos to you.
Yeah.
It is the signature of a big boss. There you go. You know?
Yeah. It still used to it still hurt my heart. Like just thinking about that memory, because I couldn't go outside until I finished that writing page. I couldn't go outside until I did do that. That still hurts. Just that memory. I'm just like, every time it still hurts. Like, even though I can write cursive now, let me tell you this, I can only write my name in cursive. I can only write my name in cursive. Cursive didn't help at all. I only know how to write a signature, and that's it. That's it. It was worth absolutely nothing but teaching me how to sign my name. I hate math, puppy. I just read the comment.
And oh, oh my gosh, I'd say that's so funny. Like cursive writing. That was so. I don't even remember. I don't know. I feel like we learned that in school like a little bit. I don't remember like learning it a lot. But either way, it's definitely signatures of a big boss when you signing those autographs. You can do the little line, you know, like little squiggly. And people go crazy. So I love it. And also, so speaking of your father, and I can see that he's you know, a very huge supporter of you, which also reminded me of my journey. My dad is on the board for Print Life Incorporated, not because he's my dad, because he's truly been there from day one. And I know you can relate. And so also in honor of Father's Day coming up this weekend, please share with us how your dad has impacted your business, and how he has inspired you to be the big boss and the lovely lady that you are.
How he has inspired me. I'm trying to think of the biggest one, but thinking about it off the top of my head, this is probably going to take me a minute to think about.
Oh, I understand.
Okay.
I definitely understand.
One of the biggest things is, this is actually something he had told me this like last year, last January, so it was over a year ago. This is when I was like going through a situation, but it wasn't like as extreme as from like first and second grade. So what he had told me was, it sounded something like this: you have to go through the thunder before you can get a rainbow. You have to handle the rain and the pain before you can get a rainbow. It sounded something like that. I don't remember the actual quote. But pretty much he had told me was, or if you want to get something good, you have to get something bad first to prove that you deserve it. So pretty much that's what he was saying. So I was like, okay, so I want the good thing, so I don't have a choice but to go through the bad thing and just make the best of it and look for the light in that cloud of darkness. So that's one of the biggest things that he has said to me that has like stuck with me, that I'm always that I've always told my friends and stuff. Yeah, that's the quote.
That's so beautiful. So basically, telling you, you know, after the storm, the sunshine will come. Pretty much, because I feel like I've heard my mom say that as well. That's a beautiful quote, and also you're a good example of, for those of y'all that don't know, we had our Prepared to Print Life discussion question, and it was about fathers, in honor of Father's Day, and we were asking you all, how does a father impact your self-esteem? And you're actually a great example of one of the things I was saying to people, because normally people say the usual things like, you know, oh, my dad showed me how I should be treated by a man or respected, and not that that's not true, like that's great. But I think people forget that fathers, especially like with daughters, often like show you all the things that you can accomplish, you know, and like your strengths and your abilities as like a person, and like, you know, seeing that, you know, you will have a talent in writing and being a big boss. And I don't know, that's such a good example of that. You know, so I want to point that out, y'all. Fathers and daughters, fathers really inspire your daughters to be all they can be as like a leader, and that's important too, because women are leaders as well. And so just want to put that out there. I know my dad is gonna watch this later. But and let me see. So, and then this might be the same answer or a follow-up question, but who inspires you the most to accomplish all that you have?
That's a hard question because like there's a
No,
lot of different people that have inspired me the most.
I know it's probably name them all. Let's go.
Okay, because picking the most influential, that's hard. So the biggest people is one, my dad. The other one is one of my best friends. Her name is Malia. Well, gender fluid, so their name is Malia and / Nicole. That's their name. And my other best friend, Rachel. So, and my mom as well, and my grandma. So my grandma, and my friend Mayana. So my three best friends, my dad, my mom, and my grandma.
Y'all, it's a family affair. It is a family occasion of inspiration. I love that because that's such a huge support system. And and I love it because you're gonna go so far, even more than like what you're already doing now, and to have because y'all, she named 5 people. Wait, hold on, let me count. You said your dad, your mom, your grandma, and your 3 best friends. Okay, my bad. 6 people. That's a lot of support. That's a lot. That's a lot of genuine support and love, and I just love that. That's your solid foundation and your backing for your inspiration. So that is really beautiful to see. So y'all get your team of your true supporters. Let me see. And so going out of that, so y'all, behind the inspo, this show is inspired by the adventures of Primp Girl and Friends, How to Primp Life, the self-esteem series. And pretty much in that tune, Paige and her friends learn how to increase their self-esteem and overcome, bullying, and just to see the light at the end of the tunnel, as we've said before. And so what was your takeaway from this tune? And how do you think it will impact like the confidence of girls such as yourself, or girls younger than you, or girls in general?
Okay, so that was like a lot. So what was like the first thing that you had asked?
Hold on, let me break it back down. All right. I'm sorry, I be rambling sometimes. You can just cut me off. But so with the tune and the self-esteem tune, and Paige and her friends overcoming bullying in the tune to regain their confidence, I was asking pretty much what was your takeaway from this tune first?
Okay, so my takeaway is, okay, so one thing that I noticed in the cartoon was like the meanies, which is like the group of mean girls, like almost like the plastics, pretty much, almost like very close. They're like the black version of the plastics. So I was like, dude, I like when I had said something about the girls like thick and kinky hair, I was like, I wonder if they realize that they have it too. And like when they were like making fun of her skin color, I was like, I wonder if they realize that they have it too. So that was like, I know my takeaway was they were projecting their insecurities on to someone else. So that was the biggest takeaway that I took from it.
Yeah. This analytical mind, you just dove in there, took all the pieces out. I love it, because that's so true. Because I wrote it that way on purpose, and like when we were working with the illustrators, because a lot of times that is where bullying, or like those, I'll call them low moments, come from people projecting their insecurities onto you. So thank you for like noting that. That was genius. But how do you think this tune will impact the confidence of young girls such as yourself?
I think that it'll impact to like I said before, and how it was saying, um, like, and saying like how they were projecting their own insecurities. I think that'll help with like other people's self-esteem, because in multiple situations it doesn't always have to do with, like, if someone thinks that they aren't smart, notice the people who are always getting in trouble, they're always talking about your intelligence. It's never anything else. It's always your intelligence, and it's always, look, it's either one of those two things, but it's mainly on your intelligence. And those are the people who are always in trouble, always in the office, never paying attention. That's the biggest thing that they focus on. So, and that is projecting. So I think the biggest thing that it'll help you realize is that people are projecting their own insecurities to make you feel a certain way, and to make you like get a reaction out of you, so that you're the one who gets the attention, and it won't be towards them or anything like that. Because people like this, they tend to think that I had lost my train of thought. I had a really good thought too. So let me try to bring
keep it going.
But
just keep talking. You'll get your return.
Okay. So I think that I was thinking, like, okay, so they think that other people see that they're in their insecurities. So if they think that they are smart, they think other people realize it too. So they try to project it onto somebody else by making somebody else feel secure. That's the thought. That's it. So and I know this for a fact because I used to do it. I used to do it a lot. Like back when I was super insecure, I would always say, okay, so people can see that I'm not smart. People think that I think that I'm not smart. So I'm gonna make this person feel this way. And then the thought attention will be on them, and they will be thinking of themselves and not me. So I would like try to redirect the attention towards them, and I would try to like bounce my feelings onto them, thinking that'll make me feel better. It didn't. It actually made it a lot worse, because once I actually got called out on it by one of my friends, who we aren't friends now, but once she had called me out on it, I was like, yeah, she's right. Like I didn't even notice it until she had told me. I was like, yeah, I didn't even know that I did it. And I didn't think that it was a bad thing. She had told me about it. So I was like, oh. And that was actually why we're not friends again. A lot of other reasons, but that was the main one. So once she had finally told me that, I was like, okay, yeah, she's right. And that actually made me a lot more insecure than anything else, because I was thinking, oh, I'm this mean person, I'm this, I'm that, so I'm ugly, I'm stupid, and I'm mean too. So it's like I was like just adding on to things. So it didn't make me feel better. It actually made it a lot worse. So people tend to like redirect their feelings and try to redirect the attention to somebody else, and then see if that'll make them feel better when it doesn't.
Oh gosh, I love your authenticity. Y'all, she just shared with us so much real talk and real moments. Because a big part of self-love or being a big boss is like, realizing these things, even if they're called out to you, and then like growing from that. And I just love that you were able to grow from these moments. And then also that you like to recognize back, like, okay, yeah, like I used to do that, but I'm not that person anymore. I love that. That takes some real, because it's hard to, like, as a person that does not like criticism, that's me, y'all. I'll be honest, I'm getting better every day, but that is such a huge thing to do. So kudos to you for like, for like highlighting that moment for us and then showing us the growth from that. That is so important to see. So y'all take notes out there. Y'all dealing with that personally, because truly a powerful lesson. And I agree. I think the girls will take that away from the comic as well. And so okay. Now I don't want the interview to end. Y'all, we on our last two questions, and I'm like kind of sad. I really like talking to you. You're so, I'm just take a second to brag on you for a second, so don't worry. But no, you're such a bright young lady. But you're so, like just such a cool vibe. And That is so important. I don't know if you realize like the power in that, because it makes people feel comfortable. It makes people like feel relaxed, and that's also gonna just draw more people to you, so you can help them in their journey on becoming a big boss, right? And then to see
Yeah.
like with your with your cool vibing, like your chill personality, that's just it'll
I
make it
actually have a I actually have a comment on that. Like I'm chill sometimes. Sometimes. Like I usually act like this, like around like more so like adults and people who are older than me, but because that's just how I am naturally. But when it comes to like my peers and stuff, sometimes I'm calm. If other people are like more rowdy and laughing and stuff like that, I'm usually the calm one out of everybody. But if everybody else around me is calm, except for maybe one or two people, I'm the one who's like bouncing off the walls, always laughing, smiling, and making a joke and not paying attention to anything around me. So it all depends on the surroundings, but most of the time I'm usually a mix of the two. So I'm an ambivert.
Well, we need that mixture. My
Yeah.
mom is an ambivert, so I get it. I can definitely picture that. But we need that mixture. It makes it all the more real. So all the girls watching this that want to be big bosses, and I know y'all want to be a big boss. They're just gonna see this and they're gonna be like, man, she is dope. Let me go on and grab this book and be a boss. I mean, no, but really, I know I'm extra, but no, honestly, I just had to say that because I don't know. I feel all the good energy. But what advice would you give to someone who wants to become a big boss in general?
I would say the biggest thing is like pay attention. Like when I say pay attention to everything, pay attention to everything. Because you may think that it's one thing, but it could be another. And that's definitely what thinking that definitely goes to what I said earlier, like thinking that you're doing it for yourself, but really you're just doing it for another form of validation. So like what if you think that you're doing something for yourself, really look at it and think about it. So like take a moment and just think like, okay, so I think I'm doing what for myself? What do I want to achieve and how is this going to make me feel? Why do I want it? So just ask yourself questions and just really think about it. So once you like actually to like examine everything, pay attention to other people's behavior around you, pay attention to your behavior to other people, pay attention to everything that has to do with you. That is like the biggest thing that I have to say, because that is one of the biggest things that will help you like get smarter with and learn to know yourself than anything else. So the moment you start to pay attention to yourself and the moment you start to ask yourself questions, because like questioning yourself is like one of the biggest things that helps to mold you. So questioning this, like questioning your every move. I'm not saying to like criticize yourself on everything because that's not healthy, but definitely question it. And then once you get your answer, if it's not a good answer, tell yourself that it's okay that I have these thoughts, but try to shift it to something else by doing something. So pay attention.
Yes. What? Hold on. Yeah. Wait. We gonna unpack that because that was a lot, and I want the studio audience to write it down, or wherever text it, whatever y'all got going on. But that was such good advice. So that was the first piece of advice that we've had on Behind the Inspo, where it was to pay attention, and it is such important advice. No shade to any of the other advice that was given. That was all very valuable as well. But that's not something we hear often. I think also, especially as entrepreneurs, like paying attention and questioning, like why are we doing this? Like you said, not in a critical way, but in a way to get to know ourselves and our motivation. Basically, so we can do it better and make a positive impact. Like I love that. That's also pageant 101. I don't know if you know. Because when they interview you in pageants, before and you're prepping, pretty much, with your coach, they ask you a bunch of questions about yourself to make sure you know why you're here. And I just love that you just brought that back full circle. Y'all, this ain't Beauty Queen Talk. This is Behind the Inspo, but we just bridged it together just then. So, and she got the crown on, so it all fits.
You know what? I may want to like look into pageants. So if you ever see me on like in a type of pageant, just know that it was like from this, because before I always thought like, okay, I like pageants, but I wouldn't be in it because I would have to do all this, and I'm lazy. So, but that's definitely like that I'm definitely aspired to be in a pageant. So one day, like maybe high school, I'll save that for like a high school project. But I definitely might start to look into like beauty pageants, but I'll definitely have to look at the prep because, like I said, I'm lazy.
You're not lazy. This girl wrote a whole, look, come on now. This ain't lazy.
That only took me 2 weeks. But pageant prepping is like a long journey. So I definitely applaud anyone who had the energy to do all that, because I would want to be sitting on the sidelines just like, woo, yeah. And just cheering other people on.
We gonna talk after this, because I know a coach. We gonna get it. We just gonna pack it all up and get it all together.
Okay.
I'm so excited, y'all. Like I love when like because there's a lot of positives to pageantry that people kind of don't know about, and it is like a very great balance to a woman that's an entrepreneur as well. It's a beautiful mixture. We're gonna talk after this, because we're gonna get all the stuff together. I love that. What was I about to say? Gosh, I got on the pageant train journey, and I was like, I got excited. But oh wait, because you say you wrote. So wait a minute, let's rewind this back for a second. So you say you wrote this in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh my! All right, hold on, y'all. Story time. So I'll make it quick. It's just bringing everything back full circle. So the book that I co-authored when I was 16 with 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗶, it was called How to Primp Life. It was basically like pretty much like a self-help guide. But we wrote ours in 2 weeks as well.
What?
Sorry. Y'all, that's amazing. These are the type of connections that are made on Behind the Inspo. Okay, it just all comes full circle. But I love that. And y'all, 2 weeks doesn't mean rush. It doesn't mean she rushed through it at all. It means writing and inspiring and helping others is her natural innate gift. And so it only took 2 weeks to be able to put it out. That's what that means. Because I want to clarify for people that might think that means it. Some people might think books should take years. That's not the case.
It depends on what you try to write, but in your writing ability, so it depends on a lot.
It's true, because if you're writing like a novel, it could take a while. But I just want to clarify for people out there. But all right. So let me see. Oh wait, hold on. Wow, the irony of the two. Okay. And so y'all, we are getting towards the end of the Behind the Inspo, sad to say. But before we go, so I gotta know. So y'all know primp life means to make your life as beautiful as it can possibly be. So can you tell us how you primp life?
I'd say the biggest thing that I do is like, I try to embrace the things that you don't see every day. So like one thing about me is that I love old school, like a burning passion. Like I love 80s movies. I love them. Like specifically 80s romances. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anytime you tell me, okay, I want you to turn on a romance movie, I turn on like the oldest romance movie I can find, and I'll just be over there crying. Like once the male main character does something huge, I'm over there crying because it's adorable to me. And yeah, so I'm definitely a crier when it comes to romance movies. So I am obsessed with anything old school. I love old 90s. I love 2000s. I love some 70s music, some. I love some 80s, but I just love old school. And another thing is people usually tend to look down upon, and this is more so for like teenagers and like preteens and so on. Like they think they see reading as a chore. And I used to see that too. I would always be like, oh, who would willingly read? Like, it's so boring. Wouldn't you rather watch TV? Like, and that's one thing that I get asked a lot. And I'm just like, no, not really. And that's because, like, when it comes to books, like, you can imagine yourself and in that situation, and like you can pretty much talk to the book and it's like, okay, why aren't you doing this? Why are you doing this? Like, stop. Like, you're putting yourself actually in that situation. So that's why people get like heated, because they're not doing what you think that they should do. But there's like such a beauty in like writing and older things that I feel like needs to be embraced more. So those are things about myself that people tend to look down upon, but at the same time, it's things that people admire about me too. Because my friends are always saying, I love how you can just automatically just do this type of stuff. And anybody asks you to do something, this is immediately what you'll say, because it's not seen every day. And it's something rare in like someone who's like 13 and things like that. So like they would say like someone like me, because I'm usually like the extra person who just barely has a filter, but they'll always just be like, so that's so rare for someone like you. So that's one of the main things that I do to make my life like more beautiful, is like embracing things about me that you don't see every day.
Oh my gosh, that warms my heart. That really is that is definitely like really one of the underlying messages of Primp Life, like embracing, like you said, embracing things that you don't see every day. You're truly just embracing like who you are, because those things are a part of you. And I love that, and that you know do that so unapologetically. And I feel you on the book reading, because I'm the same way. I get so into a book. It's like the movie is playing in my head as the words is going. Sometimes I reread the paragraph over and I'm like, oh wait, rewind that, because that was oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, I feel like you're my little sister that I never had. I just love it. Oh my gosh, because I'm the only. Are you only child too?
No, I have a little brother. He's my half brother, but I always wish that I had a big sister.
Oh. Well, you got me. So here I am, and that's how we Primp Life. Oh my gosh, I love that. Y'all, oh my God, I hate that this is the end, but I had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. Y'all, this is 𝙃𝙖𝙚𝗵𝗶, okay, teampreneur, CEO, and author of The Rules of a Big Boss and the Book of Self-Love. It was such a pleasure to have you and learn more about you, and also just learn how amazing you are and just how amazing your mind works as well. And one more time for the people, tell them, you know, how they can support your business, where they can get this lovely book, and anything you have coming up, your social media handles, whatever you want to say.
So you can reach me on my YouTube, which is The Rules of a Big Boss. And you can go to my Instagram and my Facebook. These are the same. It's The Book of Self-Love 2020. My website is www.thebookofselflove.com. Again, www.thebookofselflove.com. You can get my 3 books that I wrote. You can get this one, The Rules of a Big Boss, from any major bookstore like Books A Million, Barnes & Noble. You can also get it from Amazon. You can get Don't Ruin the Life of a Party, which I co-authored from, what's it called? Amazon. So you can get that from there. And then you can also get this from a library, any major bookstore, and so on.
All right. Oh, y'all, she wrote 3 books. Y'all, studio audience, y'all give her.
Actually, I wrote 4. I forgot about another one, but it's called The Rules of a Little Boss. Let me see if I can find it. It's an ebook. It hasn't been like printed out on paper yet, so just give me a second.
Is that the one with the cartoon images?
Yeah, it is.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see that, y'all. I love animation. Y'all already know. I just love it.
Okay, here it is. So let me see. Okay.
Okay.
Let me lower the brightness. So that is what it looks like.
All right.
And it is just like the kid-like version of the Rules of a Big Boss.
Gotcha. Okay, so the mini version. So little boss
Yeah.
meets big boss, and we all boss together, right?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right, y'all heard her, and I'm gonna put these links as well in the description, so y'all have no excuse. So right after this, go ahead and click those links, buy the book, follow her on social media, all the things. No excuses. Y'all go ahead and get that done. Thank you so much for joining us on Behind the Inspo, again with our special guest, CEO, author, and teampreneur, Haley Moon, the big boss herself. You are so wonderful, and y'all should like a look this guy never had. I'm so excited. Y'all, thank y'all for joining us. Again, follow those links, and if you're watching this on the replay, do hashtag replay, hashtag print life in the comments, and thank y'all, and make sure you share this with a friend. Bye.